Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Spotlight session. With Today, I am talking to Larry Brown, who is the winner of one of my challenges last month. Welcome, Larry. Welcome.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. It's the first time we meet actually in person and also live in this way.
Yes.
I can't wait to walk through your Substack and your lessons and also best practices that you maybe will share with us today. Um,
Okay.
right. Okay. As a start, could you, for the people who still don't know you yet, because
hmm
I'm sure that a lot of people already know you, especially those who are active in the challenges, because you're there, you're almost every month there. And thank you for that activity. It's really, that's how we grow. But for those
Yep.
of them who don't really know you yet, would you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about you?
Okay. My name is Larry Brown. I'm from Anaheim, California. I'm originally from New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn and I lived in the Bronx during my high school and college years before joining the Navy. I joined the Navy. I got an opportunity to be stationed on the West Coast, somewhere I had never been. I liked the idea of the adventure, so I came out here to the West Coast. And once I got a look around, I realized I was probably going to stay, and I've been here ever since.
Great. Great. Yes. How did you find about Substack?
Uh, Indirectly, I was actually was on Medium first,
Yeah.
writing on Medium and just learning how to write online. And I was trying to just get educate myself because I was starting to do copywriting. And I kept hearing about Substack, Substack. Everybody was talking about this great platform that you got to check out. And so I'm a QA guy. I like to check out applications or what have you. So I came over and took a look around and said, yeah, this is kind of interesting. But it seemed a little difficult to, navigate at first.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, I'd create an account, but I'd still spend most of my time on Medium.
Yeah.
And that changed though.
Yeah. I'm curious, what made you change that?
Well, I had gotten into a small copywriting course, and the instructor, my guide that was there, was encouraging me to join Substack specifically because I would be able to create my own mailing list. I'd be able to create my own publication and grow my list, and that's something that you couldn't really do on Medium.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. And they actually just recently enabled some additional features which were
hmm
supposed to help us grow our email lists, but actually not quite because we are now not able to export our subscribers, unfortunately.
Subscribers, yeah.
Yeah. And also I have tested this for a few months, like writing daily, and my
hmm
subscribers almost doubled, but unfortunately I didn't see any increase in views. So
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how this works actually, but yeah, yeah, they are trying. Right. So Substack, your Substack is about copywriting, but I'll let you talk about a little bit more. So
Sure.
can you share how did you come up with this idea and what's in it for for your readers, actually?
Okay. Um, well, as I mentioned, I was or may have mentioned, I've been QA test engineer for many years. And when I knew I was going to be transitioning away from working full time and kind of my post-retirement uh, occupation, I wanted to do something that I could do solo
Yeah.
and that I could leverage my years of working online and also, writing and documenting and helping people.
Yeah.
And copywriting seemed like it would be a good way to do that. It's a lot different than what I had done. I had to learn how to write differently, and that's kind of my journey right now is just getting better at doing the marketing, the sales type writing, things of that nature. but it's something that I think I can help people with, small businesses with.
Yeah, yeah. Right. No, I think that's a very important skill. I think it's number one skill after writing that you have to learn, if especially if you want to make money online with your writing.
Hmm.
It's really, really
Hmm.
important. Yeah, and yeah, what do you offer in your Substack for what do you give them to your subscribers?
Okay, so right now, mainly what I'm writing about is uh, uh, how to improve your uh, about page, your hero post,
Yeah.
and your welcome email. I have what I call my Prime Trio bundle, which
Yeah.
I offer as a done for you service.
Oh, great.
And it's new. I'm just really getting started with it, but I'm kind of refining it and everything.
Yeah.
But the point is that those three elements, if they're working together properly, it is a powerful way of telling your story and your message. So when someone comes to your website
Yeah.
or your Substack, they're not confused about what you do or what you offer.
Yes.
A lot of times you'll go to someone's page and you'll look at it and it's nice, it's beautiful, they have a lot of content, but you really don't know what their message is. So this
Yeah.
is kind of focusing a message.
That's a huge problem. Yes, I also noticed that. It's so I think most of the writers are struggling with call to actions and how to actually write the so-called copy. Actually, many
Hmm.
writers don't even understand what a copy is, which is and that's where such services come very handy, because actually, as a writer or creator, or even a coach or a person who is helping people with their expertise, they have to learn an entirely new skill, which is basically a profession as well. a,
Absolutely.
a
Yeah.
copywriter. So done for you service, I think it's very, very valuable. So you offer it on top, like not in the paid subscription, but you offer it like as a standalone service, right?
Standalone service. Yeah.
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 Interesting.
So that's primary, and that's like my primary offering. And then I'm in the process of starting to come up with some digital products and tools that people can use that I can kind of evergreen type things that can just be there and build up a store, so to speak.
That's great. Yes, and I think Substack is a great place to do that,
Hmm.
especially when you grow an audience, and when you can basically offer anything um, to directly to people, which is unique to that platform. And you could do with free newsletter and also with a paid newsletter, and that's why I really love it. All right. Okay. So you don't have a paid subscriber. I usually ask that question, but do you
Right.
plan to have paid subscriptions in the future?
Yeah, in the future, I don't. Everything I've learned or heard so far is you really some people have said they start out right from the beginning having paid subscription. Some people say they wait until they have a larger audience. Um, I didn't want to get distracted by that and focus on, making the money with the subscription because that wasn't my focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, as my audience grows and as I get more feedback from what people want, how I can help them, maybe I can weave that into my newsletter and provide some additional services, and then it would make sense. But
Yes.
right now, I'm just
Yes.
sharing what I know and growing my list.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm one of those people who says that you should start paid subscriptions from right away, just simply because you can set the right expectation with your audience, but so that they are not expecting everything you give them to be for free. But since you already have offers, then you could, yeah, you could do the free newsletter model for a while, and that's interesting. So I'm curious how will this evolve in the future. I think it has a huge potential, especially on Substack, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right, anything that you can you share from your experience so far, can you share some best practices about how to grow on Substack?
Okay. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm still small, but one thing that it took me a while to understand was you just have to find a rhythm and a cadence for producing content and being consistent.
Yes.
So I know there are people like yourself who are producing new content every day. Um, and I knew I couldn't, like, for my newsletter and for my Substack, for my posts, every day is not sustainable. I just know I wouldn't be able to do it. So right now, for instance, I have a weekly post that I post to my Substack on Tuesdays, and my newsletter goes out on Fridays.
Yes.
And that's a cadence I can maintain. And then I spend uh, every day I'm on notes. And that's one of the reasons why I like your challenge, because it kind of kept me accountable
Yeah.
to always be engaging with people.
Yes, yes,
You
that's the
know,
purpose of it. Yes, yes. Did you help? Did it help you grow your subscribers?
oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, everything, let me qualify that by saying everything is slower than you expect,
Yes.
but
True.
especially in the beginning, which I'm still basically in the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's growing and I can see the growth and I can see the engagement, and I just need to continue. And I'm meeting a lot of good people that I'm learning from a lot of folks too, like yourself.
Yes, yes.
And so the interchange between what I can share and what I can learn is helping me to grow.
It is, yes, yes. It's that's also one of the greatest features on Substack, that it also actually the whole platform feels like a huge community where we help each other, and the tone is very friendly, and it's not like any other social media platform actually, which is amazing. I also find it amazing. Right? Can you share some challenges that you had so far, and how did you address them?
Um, yes, the one of the biggest challenges initially for me was just getting focused. What are the things that I need to focus on, and kind of filter out the things that were just, time wasters. And I tend to be pretty organized. And when I first started writing, I would get up and get this whole long list of to-do items and say, I'm going to do all of these things today. And I'd maybe get two of them done. And then I'd start feeling guilty about not the others. And I had to realize you have to back off,
Yes.
slow down, work on the things that matter. And one of the things that helped me was, as I may have mentioned earlier, I had that copywriting course that I took.
Yeah.
Um, the instructor said, basically slow down, focus on one thing or one or two things, and let the rest go, and just take your time about doing it. Once I gave myself permission to not try to do everything, I actually made way more progress.
Yes, yes, it always works like that. And also with me, by the way, I never, because I'm doing everything on the side of my 9 to 5 job, so I never push myself too hard, because it's gonna be way too much for me. And I know that then I will basically stop, and I don't want to stop. So that's why there's no pressure. I don't put myself any pressure to do things by the deadlines. And that's why some things are come out of me as a little bit slower than I wanted, but it's still there. So I still managed to do and to complete everything that I initially planned, even though it's slower, and it's still progress actually. And it's great to see that there is a result out of all of your efforts, even if it is small at the beginning.
Yeah,
It kind of it's rewarding actually.
even small incremental growth is still growth. So
Exactly. Yes, and that's why it's important to never stop, because I, from what I, from my experience so far, and also with other platforms, and I believe also with Substack is the same. If you stop, then whenever in the future you decide to continue, you're not continuing. You are starting from zero, because people have
starting over.
forgotten you. Exactly. So you built everything from scratch, and that's why it's really important to not to stop. I actually heard some people say on Substack that they have done that, so they decided to stop and then came back, and they lost their momentum, and then after starting all over again, they were never able to recover this momentum in any way, and that's really, it's a waste. It's a huge waste.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a concern. That's why I'm showing up every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Me too. Me too. Okay. Do you use some productivity tips, not tips, but tools, or any apps? Because I'm asking because people are always asking me how do I produce so much, and I don't really use anything, but I'm curious about you. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, just like note-taking things like, believe it or not,
Yeah.
Apple Notes and OneNote. uh,
Yeah. That's pretty.
you
Yeah.
know, just for keeping my all of my ideas organized, and Google Docs,
Google Docs. Yes.
just for keeping organized. And those are just the basic tools. Then, of course, to help me kind of with my writing, not writing for me, of
Yeah.
course, but helping me with my outlines and headlines and things like that. I use ChatGPT. I use Claude and Perplexity when I want to do like in-depth research,
Yes.
and of course some image and design tools like Canva and uh, things of that nature. Google Whisk. I don't know if a lot of people know about that, but that has a lot of nice features that I use. I use Napkin for infographics.
Infographics. Okay. Yeah, you're the second person who mentions this napkin to me. So I really have to check it. I didn't.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
If you have like, let's say you create a post and you want to talk about a particular thing that would be nice to have it graphically illustrated, you
Yes.
can just take that section of your document, paste it in there, and then they have like a menu of graphical element. It takes what you wrote and
Okay.
it allows you to display it in a graphic way. And
Oh,
it'll have like maybe 20 or 30 different ways it can show it.
great.
And
Yeah.
it's really great.
I have to try it. I definitely
Yeah.
have to try it. Yeah, because I have those graphs sometimes in my post, but I do them manually in Canva. So that would be interesting to test for sure.
If
Okay.
you try Napkin, you probably never do it in Canva
Yeah.
again. Well, what you can do is you can create it in Napkin, and then you can port it over to Canva if you want to
Yeah.
customize it even more.
Actually, yes, that's true. Yeah. Great. Yeah, I also use ChatGPT a lot. I have my custom GPTs which are helping me. Actually, they take a lot of the time from for creation, and
Hmm.
that's saving me tons of time. So right now, I'm writing I'm writing 3 to 10 notes per day, and it
Hmm.
takes me just 15 minutes, which it would never be possible without my custom GPTs actually. So
Yeah.
I think all of us have to leverage AI. Um, and especially now when it's growing, and now ChatGPT just introduced the agent model and the agent mode in the ChatGPT, and I have been testing it and playing around with it, and I think it's huge. It's going to be really huge.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at that yet. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it has its own browser and its own. It can do. It's like a standalone computer which is controlled by the AI, and you can give it. So it has a standalone browser and also a standalone keyboard and also mouse, and you could give it
Hmm.
instructions, and it can go for on a website for you and create some things for you. And there are
Right.
many use cases actually for that, and then while it's working, it's giving you like live feedback what's going on, and also a visual presentation of its screen so that you see what's happening.
Wow. I have to look at that. That sounds interesting. Like I said, I'm a QA guy. I'm gonna tinker. I'm gonna look under the hood.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you definitely would be interested in that one. Sure, you have to take a look. Great. Okay. So, yeah, since we are on the productivity, I wanted to also ask you, do you have some books that you could recommend, like the top three books that have really influenced your life?
Okay, yeah, this one I'm going to go a little recency bias. I wanted to come up with some profound book that I read in high school or something that changed the course of my life or something, but I don't have anything like that. I like to read science fiction, things of that nature. So I'm going to go with some of the books that I've been reading lately since I've been doing my writing and trying to uh, learn about marketing and online business. And the first one is The Dip by
Oh,
Seth Godin.
okay.
Really short book, but it's really powerful, especially when you're in this spot where we are. You know, a lot of us are that are just starting out and maybe haven't our audiences haven't started taking off yet, and
Yeah.
you feel like nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
This book talks about that whole process and how um, giving up is not an option. You said it yourself. People give up maybe when they're on the verge of breaking through, and
Yeah.
then they're never able to get that momentum again. Well, the
Yeah.
book talks about where you are in that process and why you can expect that you're going to feel, isolated and alone and talking into the void.
Yeah.
And there's a point where you'll break through if you just keep going.
Yes.
So that was a very powerful one for me. I recently read Atomic Habits.
Yeah.
And
That's my
oh
favorite.
well, most people probably have that,
Yeah.
that are your audience. But that's really helping to shape how I approach this. And if there's things that I know I need to change habit wise, I know how to do it in a way that it's going to be, I'm going to be successful at it. And the third one I'm actually reading right now, which is Building a Story Brand.
Oh, okay.
And that one's is primarily about how to storytelling in your marketing and how to that's how you're going to grow your audiences and attract people is by making your audience member or your target
Good stories. Yes.
customer the hero of the story. One of the things that I do, especially with my offering, is that I help people understand that your about page, your hero post is not about you. It's about the people you're trying to help. And that's the same thing with this story, with the building a story brand. You make the customer or the reader the hero of your story, and you
True.
make yourself the guide.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's very powerful.
It is. It is. What's the name of the book?
It's called Building a Story Brand.
Building, yeah, you said it, yeah. Yeah, yeah, definitely I should check it. The rest, the other two, I think I know. I think I know,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's I fully agree. Those are books that they're basically must read, especially
absolutely.
Atomic Habits, because we have to, as writers online, we have to self-regulate in a way, so that we manage to cope with everything, and that's really hard sometimes, because it's not like in a 9 to 5 job when you have a boss and then you have somebody to tell you do this and do that and don't,
Exactly.
and to come after you and push you for deadlines. You have to do that for yourself, and if you don't do it, and that's one thing I realized pretty early when I started writing online. If you don't do it to yourself, then it's very easy to stop. It's even tempting to stop, especially in the beginning, because you don't see that much growth, and then at some point you say and tell to yourself, it's does it worth it? I could do something else with my time.
Yeah,
But
it's easy to get diverted or waste your time if you're not focused, and that helps you establish a habit. So it just becomes natural to you. Before you know it, you're just doing it automatically.
true, true, exactly, exactly. Okay, another question. If you had to start Substack all over again, what would you do differently?
Well, first of all, I would have started. I keep saying this. If I could go back in time, I'd have probably started 5 years ago, while I was still working. Long before I was planning to stop working and build slowly on the side.
Yes,
You don't have to worry about the pressure of whether you're making money or not.
yes,
Um, and you can be more relaxed about how you approach it. You can approach it slower. When
Yes.
I first got started, I kept rushing, thinking, oh, I have to get to a certain point so I can start making money.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen when it happens. You can't, working more hours is not going to make it happen any faster. And
Yes.
you're not working as efficiently anyway. So
True.
I would say I would have started a lot earlier and while I was still working and built it up that way.
True, true. Yeah, yeah. That's really important, actually. And it's really a powerful tip. That's why I started the moment I realized and learned about Substack. And I also, like you, I started on Medium I think 2 years before I joined Substack, because I figured eventually that writing online is something that I want to do, and it's a viable way to build something like mine, not only for the money, but because you are an employee up to a certain point, and then what? then
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So I wanted to have something on my own, which will give me a sense of freedom as well, so that you're not really dependent on your employer, and then also it helps you grow actually in a different way. It's really, when you do that on the side of your job, it's really amazing. And especially if you like your job, so you're not doing it because a lot of people are doing it to escape their jobs, and I think that's also wrong, because you have again a pressure, and you push yourself too much to get to the money point. But money is never a good goal to pursue. It's rather, it's the means to the goal. It's not the goal
Right.
itself. And I also noticed that when you realize that, and when you slow down, as you say, and when you relax a little bit, you're actually able to think more clearly. And then the actions that you take and the decisions that you make are actually leading you much faster to that point where you can allow yourself to, and when you have a meaningful income. It's
Absolutely.
it's controversial, actually. It's not logical, but that's how it happens.
Yeah,
It's,
it sounds counterintuitive, but that's actually, you
yeah,
know,
that,
probably the way you should approach it.
yes, definitely. Definitely. All right. Last question, and my favorite question. If money is not an issue, what would you do?
I thought a lot about this one. I would probably be doing some variation of what I'm doing right now. Um, I do my writing and I'm spending more time with my fitness. I try to do either the gym or my walking every day, walking and hiking,
Yeah,
something I couldn't really do when I was working full time.
yeah,
This gives me the freedom that I can work in the morning, go out and go to the gym and come back and do some more in the afternoon. It's
yeah.
my own schedule. And the only other thing that I'm not doing now that I want to incorporate is travel. Um,
Yeah. That's
my wife still works, and so it's dependent on her schedule, but I would really like for us to do a lot more travel.
that would be great. Yes, yes. Well, that's a great answer, actually. Yes. It also, I read that it also means that if you if your answer to that question is that you would pretty much do everything from what you do currently, that already means that you're on the right track, and you have an abundant life already. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I thought about it. I was like, what else would I do? I said, I don't think I would do anything. I think I'd do exactly what I'm doing now.
That's the best answer. Yeah. Great, great. Well, thank you so much for that, Larry. It was an amazing session, and I'm sure that people in my audience will definitely be interested to learn more about you. And
I hope so.
yeah, for sure. And for all of you who are watching, make sure that you subscribe to Larry, because copywriting is the number one skill that you have to master after writing, for sure. Definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. I appreciate it.
Me too. Thank you, Larry. Join me for a spotlight session like this. All you need to do is to join one of my monthly challenges, either notes or writing. Stay consistent and make sure you add yourself to the accountability tracker. Oh, and you have to be one of my paid members. if you complete just one of those challenges in just one single month, it's highly probable that I will select you for a spotlight session so that you can talk about yourself, share your personal story, and spread the word about your Substack so that more people will learn about it and hopefully become your subscribers. I distribute those sessions to my entire subscriber list on Substack, ConvertKit, NowKit, and my Medium account and my social media channels. It's easy to win those challenges, and all you need to do is just to stay consistent. I see you inside.